here, Conan on content and all things digital. I'm in the blogger sphere and social zone, or blogger zone and social sphere, I forget which, at the customer engagement technology world. We got a bunch of interviews scheduled today and tomorrow, and I got a couple of ambushes planned. So right after this is called the intro. Right after this, you'll see a couple, and then we'll spread them out over the next few days. And that's it. So stick around or come back or look again or log in or whatever it's called for the interviews I'm going to give you. All right, see you later. No, Conan here. Conan on content and all things digital. This is a surprise. I just see walking down the aisle or at the customer engagement technology world, I said, that's Eric Brown. Eric is president of Seatac Digital Resources. We never see Eric. I've known Eric now for 20 years.
Exactly.
Eric, I'm going to take you back before there was digital signage. There were still hanging screens. Eric's company started out, if I'm not mistaken, designing nightclubs.
Absolutely.
Audio systems, visual
Special
systems.
effects.
But the cool thing is the Caesars, am I right? The Caesars Palace animatronics?
Animatronics, absolutely.
That show where they have the Poseidon.
The Poseidon, exactly. And the Poseidon morphs into the devil.
Yes. How cool is that? How many years has that thing been going on?
It's there about almost 20 years now. Maybe about 15 years.
15 years? Yeah. That is so cool. And then you guys, when did you morph into digital signage, to use your word morph? When did you guys start in the digital signage? Like 3 years, 4 years?
About, actually 5 or 6 years ago.
5 or 6 years ago.
But again, using certain special effects.
Right.
And now we're looking to take Seatac the rest of the way using basic digital, add some special effects, add awesome content, and show people that they can actually get a good ROI when it's done properly.
I heard a rumor, come on, full disclosure, these guys are my deployment company. They handle all my installations and deployment and service. And they work very well with NTUs, the software company, but I never get to talk to Eric. I heard, and I'm not going to tell you from who, just in case he was talking out of school, that you guys are experimenting not with 3D, but with holograms on these standalone kiosks, right or wrong?
Absolutely.
And you have some deployed?
We do. We actually have stuff with National Cinemedia, General Mills, NASA, the CIA. So we've got some pretty good...
you heard it here first.
Pretty
right?
good.
That's very cool.
Yes, thank you.
And while we're at it now, can you get my guys into General Mills? We need to sell them some advertising.
We're going there next week.
Are you really?
I get 2 weeks, actually.
With my guys?
2 weeks.
Oh, cool. Very, very cool. I know you got to go to work. Eric Brown, it's Seatac?
Digital Resources.
I know, but I was trying to think, how can somebody contact you? The best ways? Just email.
Email. Eric Brown at seatacdigital.com.
Right. Go right to the top over there. Let them tell you what's going on. This is, just running the U out here makes this a great show.
Thank you, Phil.
Thanks, Eric.
Pleasure.
Take care,
Thank you.
That's it. You'll see me in a minute. So I got the weather. Phil Cohen here, Conan on content and all things digital. Keith Kelsen. Now, if you saw it at DSE, I'm interviewing John, or who was that? Braun, right?
Yeah, Jonathan Braun.
And you didn't know we were doing that. You come walking in, hey, how's it going on?
Did that make the cut?
That was great. Let me tell you about this guy. I have mentioned it before. He is one of the gurus of the digital out-of-home industry. Years ago, when I say years ago, I'm talking...
Thank you very much.
10, 20 years ago, I was in a seminar at the Hilton Hotel at Universal Studios, and they were talking about something called convergence. And they were talking about the convergence of the home computer screen and the television screen. I'm going to go off camera for just a second. Hand me that, would you? This guy, this is like being on a real TV thing. That's his book.
My life.
That's his book. And what does it say? Unleashing the power of digital signage, content strategies for the fifth screen, continuing convergence of all the screens. And by the way, I teased him last time I saw him that I didn't know he wrote a book. I actually read the book.
Oh, well, thank you.
And there will be a quiz after lunch.
Good. For me or for you?
Now, I'm going to ask you, because I want to know, did you really write all of this?
Sure, yeah.
He really did. Yeah, you said that.
You could censor that if you want.
It's on the internet. Who cares? Besides, last time we had what's-his-face on here, Goldberg, and he's talking about go Red Sox. That's the worst thing you can say. You're talking about the fifth screen. Identify the screens.
Okay, so you have the silver screen.
It's movies.
Television, PC, my pocket screen being the mobile,
Right.
and digital signage, the fifth screen. I know a lot of people say it's the fourth screen or the third screen, but let's get it straight. It's the fifth screen.
Okay.
All right, and if you look at all the screens and you consider this media that lurks behind all the screens, really, is it the fifth screen anymore? Is it television? Is it PC? Is it mobile? Is it theaters? I don't think so anymore.
Have we
I think
experienced convergence?
I think it is one world, one screen.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Okay.
And why is that? Because the media is very similar, but it's how people take it in and which screen they're looking at.
So when we're developing our strategy for content development, then we really should be looking at all of it, all of those screens, and saying, how does this one message translate?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the transmedia experience.
Okay.
So it's all about orchestrating that content so it'll play on any screen, no matter what and have a continuity of message all the way across.
That's what we're talking about, is that the message transcends all the screens, or it's one message, one screen, but cut it to fit the eyeball time for those screens. That's what I'm looking at.
And it's not, I mean, it's way back up a few steps, right? Look at the silos in the companies. How are they position themselves with each screen? You have to break those silos down. You have to put one person in charge of media, and then you begin to create media that can play on any screen. Because if I want something on digital signage, it has one specific purpose. If I have it on my pocket screen, that has one specific purpose. If I put it on a PC or television, which to me is like almost just one thing anymore, and
the silver screen is almost like
and the silver
one
screen,
with those two.
right? But I mean, really,
But I have a different amount of time that I can talk to you on depending on the dwell time. In my case, my digital signage networks, we're running like 20 minutes dwell time.
yeah, absolutely.
But on my phone,
Right.
I'm not giving you 20 minutes on
Right.
my phone.
Right.
So you're gonna have to give me that
Quick
message.
message, right.
There it is. Beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah.
In the amount of time that I'm willing to give you on that screen.
And it needs to be, so when you create this media, it needs to be granular, right? So it needs to be small chunks that can be assembled for the screen at the time the user is experiencing that
I
screen.
told you he's a smart guy. He's like that's part of like a lecture or something. Read his book first. I'm gonna get him
Thank you.
back. Here's what you do. Send me questions. Send me questions. We'll drill down and we'll find some that are specific. And we're gonna get you back, how about like in November?
Sure.
You're gonna be in New York, right?
Oh yeah.
We'll get you back in November, and we'll drill down on those, and we'll start calling him the professor. Not the nutty professor, that's the other guy. The professor.
I prefer doctor. No.
Take care, man. I'm
Good to
still
see
running
you.
around the conference here, picking up more guys for more interviews. So you'll see me later again. Keep watching.